Alright. Plan for tonight is we're going to build Hatebears in Modern collaboratively. So with the stream. There's an NRG event this weekend, Brad, up in Chicago. It's the first one of the 2018 season. Or the yearly season or whatever. So we're going to build Hatebears. And then we're just going to play a league with it. So, I think the core of the deck is pretty straightforward. So we want 4 Ghost Quarter. And these versions don't matter, because we're going to rent the cards. We're going to... 4 Tectonic Edge, I think, is pretty much required. We could play Field of Ruin, but I don't think this deck cares about keeping its land, since we're going to have Aether Vial. So Aether Vial would probably be the next card.
There is the consideration that Field of Ruin can get when they had fewer.
Yeah, the problem I think with Field of Ruin is it's 3 mana requirement. So one of the play patterns you can have with this deck is double tech edging them, and like you don't really care at 4 mana, and you don't really get that option. So yeah, Leonin Arbiter is definitely a 4 of.
Now are we 100% on mono white?
Yeah.
Don't want to be like green white with ruin.
I'm gonna run a Crucible in the sideboard. I think it's basically the same thing in a deck like this. So Horizon Canopy is gonna be a 4 of, or I'll put in 4. It might be a 3 of, but we'll start with 4. What's that land? Ganjo. That's a freebie. So we'll play one of those. Path to Exile, definitely 4 of. The Raven Inspector at this point, and then we'll do Thalia. I'm not convinced that at most we would have 1 Thalia, 3 mana Thalia, and it's also possible we only want 3 of the legendary Thalia. Yep, we're gonna be straight mono white. Crucible will probably be in the side. So some other, okay, Blade Splicer, definitely a 4 of. Flicker Wisp, a 4 of. What are you doing over here? So Resto Angel is usually a 4 of in these decks. I had been down to 2 when I played the deck. Restoration Angel. You really... Whoop, you really want to draw them, but you don't want to draw too many in the early game. So I'm going to start with 4, and then we can make cuts from there. Some other considerations are Mirror Crusader. And it's definitely at least a 2 of in the sideboard, I agree. Sarah Avenger can be a 1 or a 2 of, usually. So we'll put in 1 for now. And so... We're not. I don't know, I've always been pretty impressed with the card as a whole. I don't think you want to overload on them because you don't want to draw too many, but I've definitely just... I've been pretty happy with it. So another reason I'm like kind of leaning this deck is if you start looking at where the meta's shifting to, Fatal Push is actually going down in list. and like more 2-mana removal, like Terminates are going up because of the big mana decks, and like Gurmags and Taskers and things like that. So like Fatal Push is still definitely a minimum 2 in every deck. But I'm starting to see, like, if you looked at the Junjeth Shadow lists in the last 2 days that have 5-0'd, like, some of them are down to 2, some are down to 3. So, you know, Fatal Push, just like Fatal Push, Fatal Push, Fatal Push against a deck like this is just going to crush us. But if they're starting to cut those copies and go into more 2-mana removal, then, like, Thalia gets better. And then we also get the Land Destruction package. So, Forge Tender is usually a card I want in the sideboard. It's hyphenated, isn't it? Yeah. Just depends on how much I want to do burn, but it's usually like a 1 or 2 of. I've never been a fan of Sunlance, but some people like to play it as a 1 of in the side. So for Graveyard Hate, I always like a Rest in Peace. And then usually in a deck like this, I make my Graveyard Hate different. So I'll have like 1 Grafdigger's Cage. And then I'll have 1 Relic of Virginitas. Because each piece of Graveyard Hate definitely matters differently. Like the Grafdigger's Cage can come in against Coco decks where you wouldn't want a second Rest in Peace there. I think the challenge is just the 15 card slide board. We'll throw 2 in there for now. So Stony Silence is definitely a card we want. I usually only run 2. Like Affinity's not that bad of a matchup. I mean, it's not great, but we have, like, with Sarah Avenger, we can block their flyers pretty well. With Resto Angel, we can block the flyers pretty well. And Flicker Wisp usually just trades with something, but
definitely get their mana.
Yeah, but I don't want more than 2 usually. So Aven Mind Sensor is an interesting one. I know we haven't talked about that yet, because I could see running this in the main right now, as a 1 of. And then, so planes wise, we want 10 planes. Because that's... Oh no, I only have 6 of these. I'm gonna have to go buy one. So this is the... What's that set symbol right there? The Hour of Devastation? Oh yeah, it would be, because the...
It's either Amonkhet or Hour. That's the other one.
Oh, this is Amonkhet then. That's Hour, because this is where they're destroyed in Amonkhet before then. Okay, so let's go trade for 4 points.
Joining your Smuggler's Capper?
I don't think so. I did like it a lot, but I want to see how the deck feels without it, and then we can like add it back in, because there's some cards that we haven't talked about yet. Like usually, basically in the Sarah Avenger slot is where I like to put it.
It seems better than Sarah Avenger. It does the same thing, only it also loops.
It's Diligence, and you don't need a second body.
And it can always be 1, 2.
The other problem with it is it is sometimes pretty bad with... I forgot I had all these draft chaff. These take 98 tickets. What the hell? So much tickets. Oh, these wastelands. I don't want to sell those. 30 tickets. Alright, so I got I got 11 packs, and yeah. Alright, that seems better. absolutely sure there's nothing here crazy. I'm not seeing. Okay. Alright. So. No, I got the wrong ones. No, I don't know what happened. Let me try that again. Maybe it was Hour of Devastation? I don't know. Oh, it is. Shit. Yeah, these are the ones. Oh, this is how many they have, and this is how many I have. Okay, that's what I messed up. Oh, wait. I don't want to sell these wastelands. I like how they didn't take these magma jets, and now they want them though. That's great. Alright, try to see. Alright, add 10 deck. Okay, so 23 lands is also kind of high. I know typically I ran 22, but I only ran 3 Resto Angels as well, so we'll leave 23 for now. No, we're gonna go down to 22. I just can't imagine wanting to run more than 22. Alright, so our main board currently has 2 slots. If we run all of these, which I'm not even convinced. So we probably want the 4th Thalia, just for consistency testing tonight. I think the second Sarah Avenger is also worth testing, and I think the 3-mana Thalia is also consideration.
More with Sarah Avenger or more with Thunder? Which one do you have more play with? Test more? How do you decide?
I think. All right. All right. Smuggler's Copter. We're gonna run Smuggler's Copters, and the reason we're gonna run Smuggler's Copters is because we're also gonna run Revokers. Phyrexian Revoker as a 3 of, I think. We'll do 2 in the main and 1 in the side. So now we need to cut a card, and because we ran Copter, I feel like I should go down to 3 Thalia.
I feel like 3 mana Thalia is more exciting.
That's fair. Alright, so sideboard we haven't even hit all of the things. So Settle the Wreckage, I want as a 1 of.
Really?
Yeah, for the humans matchup. So the
I think they get bigger than
they get bigger than me, and then like I don't want to Wrath of God, and Dust to Dawn could be very situational where it's just not gonna kill enough. No, I bring just your stuff. Yeah, it's just yeah. I think Blessed Alliance is a good card. Mostly against the shadow decks. I'm probably not going to run a Sunlance. There are some other cards here. So we don't. Oh, we do have an Avid Mindset through there. Oh, Eidolon of Rhetoric is also a good card for Storm. Second Aven Mindset is a consideration, but I think that's probably too much. There's probably too much to board, or like there's too many decks to play. So I could see, like, I think Burn could be on an upswing, but it's not played online very much. So I'm gonna cut the second one in our testing tonight, And then I cut the Sun Lance because I just don't like that card. So I think...
So what would we bring in against, like, Death Shadow? So, like...
So Death Shadow...
Take out, and what do you want to bring in? You say...
Depending on the version, I would bring in Grafdigger's Cage. Or actually, I guess I would just bring in... I do want it to cycle, but Rest in Peace might be good enough against the Grixis variants. So maybe...
I wasn't bringing in Rest in Peace against Grixis, I was bringing it against the Karmagoy.
Sure.
But I had a snap, so
right.
you don't actually hurt yourself up.
So typically it's Revoker out, and then I usually trim some number of like Thrabins depending on how many cards. I try not to overboard.
Like you have a lot here.
So I would definitely cut these 5 cards, I think. Like I don't think Mind Sensor is enough. And I could see not boarding in the Settled the Wreckage.
Okay. 5 for 5.
Yeah.
So what else? Tron.
Tron's like almost no. Tron's Crucible of Worlds, Phyrexian Revoker.
What about Storm?
That's it. So Storm, you're kind of on that mana denial plan as well, along with Thalia. So I think you're bringing in Eidolon of Rhetoric.
Sure.
Probably Rest in Peace.
It's really good.
I mean, I'm just trying to think. Like Cage is also good against Storm, right? But
The problem is they can bounce
They can-
Cage,
right.
or they bounce Rest in Peace. Or-
so it'd be these 3 cards. So I would board out Revokers because they have no activated abilities I care about. So Revokers out, and I'm bringing in 3 cards. So Revokers and a Thraben probably. Thraben's just, you know, they play a 2-drop and I can't attack through.
I worry that you don't have not a lot of.
I have mainboard Thalias though,
Yeah.
and I have the Aven Mind Sensor, so they can't search.
So what matchups are?
So the bad matchups are probably like green, black, X, but you're not seeing that too much. So like I'm not, you know, like Mirror Crusader's good enough.
Mirror Crusader is very good enough.
So like I feel like
What's the Settle the Wreckage?
humans. Yeah, it's just there for humans. Or any other deck that's like go wide creatures, where their creatures are going to be bigger than me, but they need to send like a lot of them in at a time. Like, so I really it's just humans. But
Do we want Stony Silence if we're going to be on one?
so against Affinity, I usually board out my Copters and board in my Stones.
Do we run Vile?
Yeah, I usually leave in Vial.
I mean, is there some
I mean, I could cut a Sony.
besides Stony that you could have for Affinity Cage?
Oh, we're missing a card. Celestial Purge. This is definitely a card that should be in our deck, in our sideboard. I mean, we could just be like, oh, Lantern's the other card we really want this against. Wonder. Beating Lantern can be tough.
Well, I mean, you're not going to beat every deck.
Like Flicker Wisp is usually good enough. We could also run. There's another card we hadn't considered, which is Eldrazi Displacer. It's definitely a way you can beat Lantern.
Yeah?
Because you can displace your Flicker Wisp, flicker their bridge, and then if they have more than one bridge, you just need to do that so many times. I don't know, I'd cut though. It's also really good with Blade Splicer. Could go down to 2 Copter and try the Displacer. I've never actually tried it, but I've always wanted to. Let's do that.
we have too many cycles.
Yeah, so we added Celestial Purge, so it didn't really help us.
Which is more Death Shadow, right?
Yeah. So we could cut a Blessed Alliance for it. I can get behind that.
See, I like Blessed Alliance better because it also is burn.
Yeah, but Purge can
Purge
hit Planeswalkers. Like Lilies. Like Lily the Last Hope.
Last Hope is probably really good.
That it's really good. Yeah. The Veil usually they should be coming out. I mean burn. See this I think it's gotta be one of these graveyard pieces. Like 4 is a lot. Let's just board out. I think I got a board out of recipes. And you never want to draw 2 of them, right?
No, but you really want to draw one of them against some matchup.
Yeah, but Relic and Rest in Peace are really close, I feel like, in a lot of matchups. So one question is, I feel like we should go up a Plains or a colorless source if there's one we can play, and go down an Angel because we had Displacer.
I mean, you can do one Field of Ruin if you want.
It also helps me keep my white count. All right. So I like this list a lot. We have 24 1 and 2 drops. I like that a lot. Any glaring changes anyone would want to see changed?
If you're gonna try Displacer, do you want to move those Mind Sensors to the sideboard and put a second Displacer into the wall or something?
So like cut that Thalia, which is kind of like a maybe card.
Trying a one drop, like you could play all night and draw it.
That's true. Alright, that's fair. Alright, so we're gonna export this to text. And then I'm gonna upload it to all the various nonsense that I need to do. Stream record. Mana traders.
Remember giveaways night?
Yep. Yep. Gotta get that free $10 out to somebody. Thankfully Brad Selkin did not win last week. It would have been 3 weeks in a row.
Did you play any of the Hearthstone stuff?
Yeah, I've got 3 left to do. I have Warrior, Rogue, and whatever the other top middle one is. Shaman, yeah. I haven't even tried Shaman once.
I finally got Warlock. Warlock and Warrior were my 2 holdouts.
Warlock, I got 4 or 5 Molten Giant. And I got minions that are greater than 5, cost 5. And then I grabbed every single deal damage to yourself 1 drop that I could. And so I was playing Giants on turn 2. It was pretty good.
Warrior, I ended up having to go Pirate.
Okay. I
couldn't win with anything else. I tried everything else.
Yeah, I've been really struggling with Warrior. And Rogue just feels miserable. Because they have like...
I think I did my Rogue in 1 try.
Really?
I think it's just Jade Golem. Anything that has Jade Golem.
See, that's my problem, is I'll get like Pirates, Jade Golems, and Cthulhu. And it won't ever be consistent. I'll just constantly get...
It's like if you can get the... If you get the double battle cry, the big battle stuff is always...
Yeah, Brad, okay. No, I agree. So I forgot that Aether Vial breaks my deck list thing. So we're not going to have a visual deck list today, but there is Stream Decker. No. Something to do with the artwork.
Have you gotten a sword? I haven't gotten a sword. Two-piece sword.
Mm-mm.
You have to build.
Mm-mm.
That's the only thing. I actually finished all of them, got the card back, but there's like a...
There's a sword if you build?
Yeah, they're one of your, your ability picks. One of them is a 1 mana, the kill, and it's like +3/+3 to a minion for 1
yeah,
mana.
I've gotten
there's
that.
a blade that's plus, it's like a 3 weapon for 1. You have to put them together. Because they're the same name.
Oh.
It's tilt of such and such and blade of such and such.
I had no idea.
Both of them, then it makes some kind, but I haven't been able to get both of them.
It makes it legendary that you get to keep?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what happened.
Alright. Well, I'll have to...
I assume it's badass.
Yeah, I'll have to figure that out.
But I can't ever get...
We're gonna do...
Pop up at the same time.
We're gonna do Vintage Master Drafts next week. But I've got an event this weekend, so I want to do some Modern. Alright, so we've got our deck. It's mono white Hatebears. You can see the deck list here. We collaboratively built it. Which is something we might do some more of.
I'm not sure there was that much collaboration.
Well, I mean, a lot of it's core.
You have a lot more experience with than I do. If you wanted to build blue-white control or Grixis control, then I'd have had a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, this is a deck I've wanted to test, but in the future, I want to do this again. I want to do more popular decks. So things like a control deck, or we could do like a Coco or some type of Court of Calling deck, some type of toolbox deck or something like that, where there'll be a lot of discussion. Alright, won the die roll. It's a good sign. We have an Aether Vial, also a good sign. 2 Thalias. We don't have a Ghost Quarter or a Path for this Theonin Arbiter, but I think the power level of the rest of these cards is definitely a keep. And our Vial cannot be discarded, so that's good. MTG Blee is our opponent's name. Mountain. So we're just going to play Burn right away. Exile Simian Spear Guide. You going to Blood Moon me? Oh, okay. So he's got Desperate Ritual on turn 1. Oh, into Blood Moon. Sure.
The basic playing deck.
Woo! And this is another reason I like this deck right now, is that people are going to attack Tron with Blood Moon. So Thraben Inspector was a pretty good draw there. Opponent has spent a number of resources getting out of Blood Moon that is not going to matter.
Keeps us from Ghost Quarter.
Yeah, but I mean, probably don't care too much when he's got Desperate Ritual in his deck. We've got an insane start. We're on the play. So here's one of those awkward situations where I can't play Copter. And I would be able to play Sarah Avenger. No, I play it off file. I can't play Copter off. So I could like hard cast Leon and Arbiter, put in Cerebender. So I'm, because he's not a fetch deck, I'm more inclined to just want to pop a clue here, and then violin the Leonin Arbiter.
And play around like Hieroglyph.
Yep. Yep. Because this could be like a Scred Red deck still, or some type of red Ensnaring Bridge lock deck. I would not be surprised if this is an Ensnaring Bridge at some point. Be pretty surprised to see some main board Pyroclasms, but you never know. Talia is so good against Storm. Which obviously this isn't Storm, but like, God, just completely negating Baral makes it a lot harder for them to go. The one problem with it is Baral's power and toughness. Like, the fact he's a 1/3 is pretty brutal. Alright, opponent. 4 cards in hand, 3 mana. There can't be too many options.
Well, he tried to play 2. I assume he has some sort of 3-drop that he can't play.
Maybe he's got like Madcap Experiment in his deck. And he goes and gets, you know, Platinum Imperium. He's trying to Ritual a Walker? Yeah, he could be. That would certainly be taking up a lot of his thought process.
It's not gonna work.
But yeah, it's gonna cost him a lot of mana. Sweltering Suns. That's certainly a card.
So are we putting in second value or?
Definitely putting in second thought. We're gonna pop a clue and see if we draw a land first. Okay, we did get the land. I do want to go to 3 so I can protect my guys. And then here we're just gonna Ghost Quarter a mountain since he can't search. Oh, right. Forgot about the so yeah, I think we just play some. Okay, we actually have a line on his end step. If he plays a land, our attack edge hits non-basics, so he'd have to play a non-basic. Chalice for 1. Don't think we care about Chalice for 1. So now the question is, do we want to strip our opponent of a land? I feel like that's probably pretty good, right? Yeah, so the line here, and this happens in Legacy a lot, you Flicker Wisp their permanent, or like their Blood Moon, or their Wasteland, or something, and then you can tag a land. So I think that's worth it, because they're already hosed on mana. I remember I've played Legacy Death in Texas against Jeff Hoogland's Big Red deck a lot, and this was frequently a line where you end step, take out his Blood Moon, and then untap, and like Wasteland is 2 mana Ancient Tombs and stuff, just like make sure he stays off those lands. I don't like going to 4 typically, just for Resto Angel. So we're not gonna do that. we're gonna crew off our Leonin Arbiter and attack with all of our creatures. Always loot. It's not gonna matter either way because the Blood Moon's gonna come back. So short of another Sweltering Suns, which I don't know how he's gonna cast, I think we've got this one locked up. Yeah, true. I think he's just a prison deck, right?
That's not exactly sure how. Some sort of flame buster.
Yeah, Koth, Chandra. Alright, opponent, you're at 1. We got there. Alright, so I'm going to assume Phyrexian Revoker is a card we want. Because he's going to have Planeswalkers. Usually these decks play like Mind Stones and stuff, but I don't think Stoney's worth it. And usually, like the Skred Red deck that runs those cards, they're all running snow-covered lands so that they can run Skred. Burnished Forge Tender, definitely. Celestial Purge, definitely. So the question is Path to Exile or not. I mean, I usually just cut like a Thraben or two when we're like looking for cards.
Shows you Chalice.
Yeah. And like, you want Blessed Alliance? Eidolon is a consideration. I guess he did Ritual. It still seems a little loose. This is probably not a well, he could have Bridges and I probably want Displacer with my Flicker Wisps. I think
we trim that.
Don't they usually play a big dragon like Storm Breath? Alright, that's fair.
Storm Breath can't be passed.
Right, I boarded out my paths, but I brought in a Blessed Alliance. I don't think I'm gonna board in Eidolon or Rhetoric. I think Thalia is just kind of enough there. I don't think we have to worry about graveyards, Stony Silence, Aven Mind Sensor, and I think these paths are probably pretty bad. I think his chalices will try to get to be on 1 again. So I'm gonna submit this. Now he's just gonna play like 4 Goblin Rabble Masters against us. Which really isn't even that good because they only get power, right? This one's close.
It's so bad against Chalice on 1.
Well, he can't. I mean, he could.
Yeah,
he could. Yeah. Yeah, I think we mulligan. All right, mulligan again. All right, we'll keep this. I top the one. I want to cast Blade Splicer on 3. Exile Simian Spear Guide. Chalice for 1. Oh. Is he gonna Blood Moon again?
Wow.
Alright, this shouldn't be in his deck. He maybe just didn't have enough.
I definitely would 3 for 1 night.
Yeah, no, I agree. And he kept a 1-lander? Oh, wow. So, yeah, we'll just play the Thalia out and Hose our opponent again. Like, he can't bolt us here. I mean, he can't bolt the Thalia. So he floated red.
Okay. Not how that works.
It's not how that works. Flash fires. I don't know what that card is. Gut shot. Get him. Flash fires. Destroy all planes. Okay. Celestial Purge. That's not terrible. Oh, opponent got another land. So Ghost Quarter is actually a really good draw here. Kind of. Yeah, but we can purge it. Probably not worth it.
Winning if we purge whatever he plays in the next 3 turns.
So the question now is, do we play Leonin Arbiter into... Okay, sure. Now we do. The Sweltering Suns would kind of suck here. Possibly kept one land ritual with the Sweltering Suns, but I would think you'd want to like hold off. Yep. Basically need a creature now. Chalice for 1, sure. Displacer probably should have come out because of Blood Moon, but I guess I would have expected him to board this out.
Oh yeah.
So I think leaving him in was probably fine.
Also has lightning bolts and chalices on that.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think I should purge the Blood Moon.
I mean, if he...
There's a line where if he like tries to kill my Leonin Arbiter, I should purge it so I can flicker my Leonin Arbiter.
Yeah.
But I don't know why he'd kill a 2/2 over a 3/3. Shock.
Sudden shock, so it resolves 30 chalice.
Another Chalice for 1? Okay. I think if we draw a Thalia, we close out the game. We did not. No idea what my opponent's hand is right now.
Probably 4 drops.
Yeah. So there goes the Simran Spirit Guide. So this is probably a Koth or a Chandra or something. Another Sweltering Suns. Yeah. Well, you're at 1, opponent. You gotta answer everything I play.
Go Legion Arbiter. You can do it.
Yep. Magnus of the Moon. Well, that doesn't do it.
He has been purged.
Alright. Don't know what our opponent was playing, but it was a quick 2-0. Thalia did a lot of work.
Blood Moon did not.
Blood Moon did not. Do not play Blood Moon against mono white Hatebears. Kitchen Finks in this list.
not lose to burn.
Yeah, yes.
Man, he really didn't want to lose to burn.
Sorcerer's Spyglass is
Wow.
probably...
He
should
had
probably...
Forge Tender, Firewalker, and Kitchen Fence.
Yeah,
There's a man that did not... He came to kick some burn ass.
Well, the Forge Tenders I get because they stop Red Wraths. But I don't get... Like, I think you can beat Wraths...
Some people don't want to lose to burn.
if you just don't overextend the board. Yeah, I mean, he definitely didn't want to lose the burn. I mean, Finks is also just a decent card against
That's fine.
We're gonna keep. We're on the draw. If we get discarded, they probably aren't gonna take a vial though. But I usually like having one vial on 2 and one on 3. Definitely getting thought seized here. Inquisition, sure. I assume Blade Splicer is the pick. Yep. Alright, we've hit all of our top end. Grimflare, sure. This is not a particularly great matchup.
We're getting pretty ranch today.
Our opponent almost certainly had Delirium in their hand along with this Grimflare. Pretty fortunate. Question becomes whether they have Stubborn or not. So he binned Burning Catacombs, Polluted Delta. Good way to not flood. Alright, opponent. Jeez. This is the kind of hand you want to have. No holds barred, no cantrips. Just threat, threat, threat.
And discard.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm gonna sack a canopy here and try to hit a path. Not a path. It is a chump blocker. Do I chump block though? If I draw Flicker Wisp, I'll be sad about chump blocking. I think I take one hit here. Put it down to one card, but they kept that card on top. They are at 7. Finn's Bauble, Breeding Pool. And there's a path. Let's go to 5 to do it though, so do probably still want to kill the Death Shadow.
You want to kill a trampler?
Maybe we have to kill a Trampler. Yeah, alright, you're right. We're dead to our removal spell though. Guess we could draw and try to hit a 3-drop or a 2-drop. Still have path. So do I want to path now? Guess let's find out what we draw. Not a Sarah Avenger.
Okay, it's been hard. So far.
Yeah. Really think we path on upkeep? If he just goes like Fatal Push this. If we do it in combat.
I mean, it gives him 1 draw at Stubborn. 1 more draw at Stubborn.
Yeah. This way, like, he might path pre-combat. Okay, so now we can, as long as we get to go to blocks here. Alright, doesn't have Stubborn Denial, I would assume. Also is out of basics. Assume this is a threat though, if he kept on top. So we are going to go to 4 for sure. We'll stay at, we'll go to 3 because we can play any 2-drop draw.
Oh, that's a draw.
Yeah. So Copter. Raven Inspector. Pass. Alright, so our opponent is kind of like going crazy in their first 3 turns, but we might stabilize and pull this out.
We need 1 more pass. We're gonna have a lot of look at it.
I think I just go to blocks here if he lets me. Instead of trying to get crazy.
Could have gotten fancy and actually activated 3. See if he did anything to respond to it, and then we could have responded with.
Yeah,
4.
yeah. He knows about the rest though. He saw it off Thoughtseize.
Oh.
But that is a consideration. So he has Fatal Push. Because he popped his bottle. He has 2 Fatal Pushes? Yep. Pretty good. Well, any one creature gives us 2 blockers. We're gonna say no to this and no to this. You have the pain though, which kind of sucks. Not dying is worth
1
it.
to 4. I think 1 to 4 is all the same.
Yeah. I think we want to use our copter here, right?
Doesn't let you look more?
Well, we don't have a card to loot. We do die to a removal spell, but I think we're like losing to a removal spell anyway. I think I'd rather... like, if I block with this and I don't draw a creature, then I'm SOL. Trying to think if there's anything I would want to put in the graveyard. I don't think I loot. Tarmogoyf? No, I don't. Sure. Alright, certainly losing now. Yep. Opponent just got out too quick, I think. We had some draws. I think if he didn't have Mishra's Bauble for the Fatal Push, which is probably why he kept it on top, actually. Alright, so Poker's out. Purge. Blessed Alliance. Mirror Crusader. And I think we decided no Unsettled Wreckage. And then we cut 2 Thrabins because they're crappy chump blockers. Oh right, because he has a... It's the green version, yeah.
Do you want Haven for Convert?
We didn't see it, but it's probably in there, right? Because that's the reason you'd play that version. Yeah, probably. We could board out the Aether Vials. Because in a deck... Yeah, and just board in keep the Thrabins in. I kind of like that. Like, the last thing I want to do is get Thoughtseize with a vial in my hand.
Game one.
This card's great, but I'm not going to keep it. Just gets discarded and then we lose. Again, not particularly amazing, but I feel like I got to keep.
If he has the basic in his hand or reverses early for a basic, I think it's pretty good.
I would have liked you on turn 1. You don't think I'm just like hunting for a Thalia or a better 2-drop?
I mean, you'd like another. You don't land.
I guess it draws a card.
What? Draw a card later.
It doesn't currently. Here comes the Thoughtseize to take away my Path to Exile. Okay. That's not so bad. Yeah, but I mean, they still have few creatures, so I still think it's worth it. And like next turn we can hold up Blessed Alliance and have Clue.
I did get to Blessed Alliance, make my opponent game like before that Saturday.
Well, our opponent has been on the very good discard you plan again. I think I'm just gonna flicker my Raven. Sure. You want to Fatal Push a Thraben Inspector, I'm all for it, man. Yeah. Mm. He can take himself low as it is, so... Alright, he played it tapped, which probably means he doesn't have a Death Shadow. Alright, we're probably going to double quarter him next turn. So this must be removal. Attack first. I think it's worth double tech edging versus... And I think we want to take him off green.
Yeah. I'll have 2 lands.
I don't know.
Stubborn denials and...
Oh, he has another green. It could be some stubborn denials. Not a terrible draw. We can also ghost quarter this swamp.
I think Ghost Quarter whenever.
Well, that go gives... Oh, he can get a forest. Yeah. He has a forest.
Yeah, I think
So I do the water grave because then now he doesn't have blue. I should have done it in combat so that he couldn't float mana. Probably want to do it first. Hello. Yeah, that happens. This is another reason like I just don't like 4 of them.
And it's stubborn denial.
So that's usually how the matchup goes when I win, is that they either don't play a threat or I like take away their mana possibilities. We're just gonna run it back. Well, on the draw, this is probably too slow. Man, what was his hand? Like a damnation or something?
I mean, it could have just been Liliana's and Stubborn Denial.
Seems like a keep. This Field of Ruin might actually be good here. Stalia's gonna get Thoughtseize. Almost assuredly. Yeah. And he's starting at 13 again. That's very, very lucky. Takes Resto. Okay, so he probably has a Fatal Push for the Thalia. Hopefully there's no 2-drop in our future. Alright, I like that. No reason to show the Ghost Quarter yet. If we draw Leonin Arbiter, we'll want to play this. Alright, he doesn't have a Fatal Push, Or he's waiting. I don't know why you would wait though. So Leonin Arbiter would be really good if he taps out. He has to pay for baubles. I love it. He's scrying. He doesn't want the card. Okay, he's not paying, so now Leonin Arbiter is amazing. Darn. So I think we just want to hold up Mind Sensor. No, I don't want to take any damage, so I don't have to.
But I mean, it represents us. That makes sense why we would hold.
He knows we have Aven Mind Sensor. He knows all of the cards except for these last three. He knows these front three cards, and he doesn't know these two cards. I don't think Thraben Papa Clue is worth it. So what's nice about Mind Sensor is we can actually untap Ghost Quarter and Field of Ruin. So this is Liliana Last Hope. This card's really hard to beat. It's gonna go up to 4. Gonna be able to kill our Mind Sensor. Alright, so we can Ghost Quarter him and Field of Ruin him off of a color. But if we do that, Liliana won't die. This is a tough spot. I mean, she has to die. We have to figure out the best way to defeat her. I kind of feel like the Field of Ruin line, though, just like cutting them off green again. Unless it's in the top 4 cards of the library. then he can get it.
Like, even if you play...
And then I can play Thraben Inspector after doing all of that. Thalia plus Inspector, attack with Mind Sensor.
Yep.
What? That's fortunate. Oh, I just misclicked. Ah, Moto! I've been playing too much Arena. Gosh dang it. Alright, so we gotta draw. Oh, we boarded out our Correction Revokers, didn't we? Tilt. Alright, so now he gets to go get Death Shadow. Ah, we lost. That misclick cost us.
The 4 speed on top 4.
Yeah, I mean, it is gonna allow him to 2-spell this turn. Oh, right, yeah. Ooh, Blade Splicers. Not terrible. He will kill that with Thalia, though. Or with, I don't think we can stop that one. Doesn't mean we'll be able to double block Thraben on the Grim player, though. He's at 6. Makes a lot of sense why he took our Resto Angel. I think the Thalia plus Inspector line might have been better than trying to take him on. I mean, it certainly was a better outcome for him since he had the forest. And he's trying 1,000,000 lands too. He's taking 7 here. It's not great. I think we draw a card off our clue. We have Celestial Purge as an out to the Lily. That would have been nice to have.
The last turn, we had Flicker Wisp to Grim Player, attack for 4. And then the second Flicker Wisp was on top of our deck, and he had no other creature. We would have. If he attacked you.
If he attacked.
Well, no, yeah, he'd have had to attack.
It's interesting you took Leona.
That's very unlikely.
I think I have to make this block now. I don't know. I felt like the mana denial is pretty successful, but you know they tend to keep low land count, high spell count hands, and if you can strip their lands early or off a color, they can sometimes not recover. I mean, it just didn't go our way.
Have you played a cantrip in this match?
They only play like they don't play.
They don't have
The Sultai doesn't. Okay, so I attack Liliana. And then I play Flicker Wisp and blink my 3 then. And then that'll get me a blocker, because the Lily will kill the Flicker Wisp. Yeah. It's definitely another reason I like Sarah Avenger. No, the Flickers are going to die the moment I play them. That is lethal. Golgari Charm. You don't see that every day. Tilt. If we would have popped a clue, we would have killed the Death Shadow. Yeah, I also agree on the Sarah Avenger. I've been more impressed. I've been running Copter for a while, and I did quite a bit of like paper testing with Copter, cutting Sarah Avenger because they kind of play the same role. I wanted to do some more testing. We originally at the beginning of the night we had Sarah Avenger in, but Eben made the point like if we just want to keep testing Smuggler's Copter, we might as well. Sarah Avenger has been around so long that we know it should be in the deck. Yeah.
How's Hearthstone going for you?
Why aren't you playing on your computer?
Because it's updated, I made mistakes. It's only 84% now.
Oh, okay.
I won easily. I won with Nate for Nate. I got 2 captured flags on Warlock and I.
So have you gotten the sword yet? The hilt and the blade?
That's what I haven't done. Brad didn't realize there was 3 combined and make that thing.
I don't think Michelle knows either. If you get the blade and the hilt, they combine into the sword. There's a blade like the +1, the 1 mana +3/+3 is the hilt. There's a
blade that's it's one of the prizes.
Okay, I was talking about capture flag. I got 2 capture flags.
So that's a plus your minion.
Yeah.
That's the insane one.
And an aggressive warlock deck. And
well, 2 of the prizes are the hilt and the blade. And if you get both of them, apparently, then you get to forge the sword. And I haven't seen what the sword is yet.
All right, Griff. Don't discard me, bro. Mutavault. Good sign.
I've done so many and I can't get this with the sword.
All right, how about Phyrexian Revoker right off the top?
I got the card back.
What a draw.
You got the card back already?
What a draw, what a draw. Aether Vial. Get them. So now they're off mana. We get to Leonin Arbiter plus Ghost Quarter next turn. Curse Catcher? Or not Curse Catcher, Adept? Yeah.
I thought it was a mirror.
Oh, well, he let on Mutable.
Oh, I just thought that was a thing.
That's definitely another colorless spell we could have run, by the way, or land.
Yeah.
Didn't think about that one. Alright, so I think just Ghost Quartering here is probably the right line since File shut off. We could also play Copter and then Ghost Quarter another turn.
Probably Arbiter. Your Ghost Quartering on the island?
Yes.
I like that.
Don't want to attack and trade. So we can like Field of Ruin next turn as well if we wanted to. I think we want to get this Smuggler Chopper online though and have a better clock. Yeah. You have another Adept. Doesn't. Okay, so Field of Ruin's out of the question because he left open mana. So I think it's Copter here, leave open path. Do I want to leave the like one of these guys back?
Can't attack with either.
I can attack with Leonin. I can path the Mutable, and then he can't.
Yeah. Oh, a draft. It was a draft.
That was a risky line, opponent. A risky line. So it's funny that this Revoker's a one of. We didn't have it in our opener hand, and I literally called when he played Violence like, please draw Phyrexian Revoker. And we drew Phyrexian Revoker. It's always a good feeling. This is one of the reasons I do like Copter in the deck, is because like this Revoker can't ever attack now. But it can crew. Alright, opponent's like, whatever. I lost. So, oh, we had 2 revokers, not 1 revoker. There was one on the side. So we have some decisions. We don't have much for this matchup. Settle the Wreckage is probably good. Or at least okay. I think Thalia having first strike means she's good enough. I think Smuggler's Copter is probably the right play. I think Displacer is a consideration. I think we want like most of these cards. I could see trimming our vials potentially, and then bringing in this Revoker.
Vial better on the draw.
I would say it is better on the play. Absolutely. So I can cut that, play Mind Sensor. I almost think Mirror Crusader, just because it has double strike. Yeah. Maybe Crucible, but it seems loose.
I mean, if you think bad enough matchup for you, then you could give up the mana demand.
I don't think it's a bad matchup. We don't have a lot for it.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. If you think you're okay, then I can leave the main guy. If you think you get a little lucky, then
I'm just saying we could bring in Revoker and name Vial, and then our Vials aren't shut off.
I mean, you could leave a Vial in, and hope you don't draw both Revoker and Vial at the same time.
I think it's either you want 4 or 0. I think I'm just going to choose the body over the artifact. We're going to run this. I mean, it seems good enough. We don't really interact, though. Maybe I'm supposed to mulligan? I mean, we can go wide.
We do go really wide with Blade Slice for the rest of it.
I'm gonna keep.
What?
Alright. Ah, he's green-blue, Merfolk. That's a good draw. Don't have an island. Aw. Shucks. Kirk spreading seas, sure. So Thalia would be pretty good. I'm also okay with another Plains. Not blocking with this. Probably just Clue. Unless he plays a Lord. Not playing a Lord. Playing another Spreading Seas. I could path my own Thraben. Then I can Resto next turn.
Only want to be Restoing at the
Yeah. Alright, so I'm just gonna pop my Clue since all I have is blue mana. Alright, well, we're going super wide with our Blade Splicers. So he missed his land drop.
He has a third spread.
True. We have a lot of white sources on our deck, though. And like Ghost Quarters Live. Should I flicker a plane? Oh, right. So I have to rest. I can't do both of those. Oh.
I mean, if he swings in, like, with just the one island walking lord, like, he's really good block.
I'm definitely attacking with my golem, right? There is a race going on. If I blink the Blade Splicer, I get another golem. The problem is, I need double whites.
Yeah, I guess if you think you can win the race, then.
I mean, I don't think I'm blocking if he plays another lord.
You pass one.
Oh, sure. Well, yeah, I can just block the Thraben for a turn. Or I can double block the Splicer, right?
I mean, you would have eaten his one drop. So you do give him a mana, so when he's stuck on mana. So that's kind of yeah. I think you could probably win the race if he's stuck on 2. With Resto going on. You also can't attack unless you have exactly another Lord of the Band.
That's good for us.
Rest of only blinks through stuff, right?
Yeah. But I can pass this, and he has to sack it. But I think I'm supposed to take the hit this turn. I mean, there's also a line where I could have passed the Lord, and then it makes it 2/2, and neither of them have Island Walk. But then he gets his land. This is quite a bit of damage. I feel like if I path this, I can double block here, and I take 2, and I get 2 lords. I'm gonna lose my Blade Splicer, but I think that's okay. I feel like that seems the best line.
Raven Inspector should never have been a 1/2. It should have been a 1/1.
Yeah. So, am I flickering any of these cards? Or am I just restoing them? I feel like I'm just restoing. I would be more inclined to flicker my Spreading Seeds if we only had one. If you only had one Spreading Seeds. To be fair, I only need one Resto and one Flicker Wisp to get both of these Spreading Seas. Harbinger of the Tides. Bounce my Golem. It's okay. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. When will they learn, Evan? When will they learn?
You did 5 cards.
I know.
No, you had something, right?
Like, you know, getting a Flicker Wisp on the field too sets up like if he lords, I can like resto my flicker your lord. So I definitely want to be playing my Flicker Wisp next turn. There's actually okay. We get to have some fun next turn because he's tapped out. Can't draw a card. Okay. Oh, path is good. All right. So, well, now I kind of want to take out a Spreading Seas. All right. So this is an interesting line. We can take him off mana for a turn, and the line is: you flicker your Resto Angel, end step. Resto Angel comes back onto the battlefield. You blink Flicker Wisp, and then the Flicker Wisp blinks his land. Oh, but I need to attack first with my Resto Angel. This is like one of my favorite interactions about these two cards in this deck. It's just like keeping my opponent off lands.
All his cards cost 2 though. Like I would just trade him for
I would rather keep him off lands if he can only one spell a turn. We're gonna win. We have 6 in the air. So I also think I should pop a clue, right? To try to hit a plains. No, I need triple white. I don't have triple white. So I think you'd rather give us a mana than take a mana from him. We did draw the path. Okay. Alright, I'm sold. Okay, so we can actually draw a card still though, right? So we draw a card with these 2 lands.
Yeah.
We play Flicker Wisp, blink Resto Angel. Resto Angel comes back in, blinks Flicker Wisp, which blinks our plains. But then we don't have it for the rest of the turn. Well, we wouldn't have had it anyway.
You can just play. You can tap those 2, then just play Flicker Wisp on the plane.
Right, but Resto Angel won't be untapped. Doing it this way, we get to block it. Resto Angel. Okay, we won't have a plains on it end step because Resto Angel, in order to get the Resto Angel untapped, we won't have the plains on his turn because it'll exile on our end step and therefore it won't come back till his end step. Yeah. So I'm just trying to decide whether I can draw a card or not. And I feel like I can. If we hit plains, this is all for naught.
I think if you're not going to be able to use the plane,
Well, next turn now we can flicker again and have a path open. So there was a lot of discussion there, and my original instinct was to blink his lands. And now, because I forgot about Curse Catcher, there's a good chance like we can't path on instep. Now he didn't play a Lord, so we didn't get punished, but I do think maybe we were supposed to blink his land. He's playing green Merfolk Branchwatcher? Okay. Ghost Quarter. Alright, so we attack for 6. We Resto Angel, Flicker Wisp. Flicker Wisp our Resto Angel. Now we have 3 guys untapped, and then our Flicker Wisp blinks the plane so that he doesn't have Island Walk. That makes the most sense to me.
Why was Ghost Quarter insane? I don't understand.
Just Ghost Quarter our planes? Flicker Wisp something else. Okay. Alright, that's fair. So I need to use this mana then. That's fair. I can get behind that. So I should just flicker the Resto Angel. I shouldn't even cast Resto Angel. And I think I should just hold the Ghost Quarter until he gets Island Walk. Yeah. I can also Tech Edge the Mutavault if I want to. And I'll just blink out the branch. What do I blink out here?
Well, yeah.
What am I blinking out? There's so many choices. Why don't I just blink out his Mutavault? So he can't attack with it. And he doesn't have the mana. I think we have enough mana to path, right? Like we just Ghost Quarter our planes, go get a planes, and we have 3 mana available.
I mean, you could blink a... Just blink Island and Tech Edge and Cavern, and then you only have 1 boost for it?
What possibly kills us? A series of Island Walkers, I feel like. But we can just Ghost Quarter our planes. So I don't know. I feel like we're over complicating this. I'm just gonna blink his Mutavault. You think the island? So that it doesn't have quad blue?
Do you care about a 2/2? Yeah. No, we can Tech Edge.
But then we can't path.
No. We can't cast anything.
Harbinger of Tides does is a problem. Well, that's sad. I was holding control and it didn't hold priority. Okay, we win. I'm pretty sure we were like way overthinking that. I couldn't do an upkeep. He had 3 lands.
Oh, yeah.
I needed to in response to the flicker. I was holding priority. It just didn't do it. It didn't matter. I like the line, the interaction between Flicker Wisp and Resto Angel is amazing. Like I can't tell you how many times I've beat Tron where they have 4 or even 5 Tron lands in play, but they're in exile. Because you're just like flicker your Resto comes back, blinks the flicker, then their land is in exile on their turn and they don't have Tron. Yeah, I agree, Bob. I do think a couple of Island Walkers hurts us there, but yeah, you're right. We were overthinking it.
It's still never bad to try and find the optimal line.
I also agree with Eben. If you didn't hear, he just said it isn't necessarily wrong to try to find your best line. I think we had a lot of choices there, and yeah, we might have been overthinking it, but I still think it was worth taking the time. Because the more you think about it now, the less you're gonna, the less you're gonna think about it at a tournament where the time actually matters.
You have plenty of time. That turn.
So Bob, like spreading seas, another spreading seas plus a lord is a potential as well, right? I don't know that it kills us, but it is a consideration. We're on the play. We have a horizon canopy. I think this is a keep, but it's kind of slow. This is a close one in my opinion, but I think I would keep this. Mostly because Horizon Canopy is a card, so it's like 3 lands, 4 spells, but our lands do things, and our Copter loots and Copter and Blade Splicer go really well together.
You'd have to mulligan this if it was Terra Vengeance.
I would mulligan this if it was Terra Vengeance, but it's already close, so like I wouldn't necessarily feel bad about even mulliganing this hand.
I'm just pointing out.
You're right.
We're like 2 and 2, so I'm not sure.
I think that the times that we could have played Saravenger were way better than this instance, though. Is this Scape Shift? You don't see Wooded Foothills unless it's Scape Shift. Nope. Burn? Could be Burn.
Take back those words.
It's Burn. Burn to burn. Give me a land. Leonin Arbiter. That's not bad. Alright, man. F6. Your turn's over. You've done your stuff. Depends on what he does with his lands. If he taps out, we're definitely doing that. If he doesn't, then probably not.
Good job winning the dice roll. I feel like his hand would absolutely get destroyed if we were on the draw.
Yeah. I agree. Is this not standard? That's what I should say. Is this not standard from 2 years ago? Another card we didn't have in our sideboard that we probably should have was Gideon. Good anti-control card. Alright, opponent's tapping out. This is probably Eidolon, yep. Eidolon's not amazing here. Yeah, we're going to take 2 off of it. We're going to be able to block it pretty effectively. And we're going to take our opponent off white. Thalia. Going to be a good follow-up. Do you feel as though we need to get Blade Splicer down before Thalia? But if they miss their land drop, I think I'm 100% playing as Thalia. I also think I'm going to use the Copter. It'll probably get bolted, but I think the Leonin Arbiter's scary enough. And he can't fetch. Is this a lava spike or a bolt? I'm not sure. So it feels like a bolt.
Feels a little bit like a bluffable.
I was just thinking kind of the same thing. Maybe he was bluffing a bolt. He's tapping some mana. Okay, here it comes. So maybe he's got a fetch land in his hand, and he should just bolt his Arbiter anyway. So his copter is actually going to be really good because, like, we're going to play Thalia. And he's going to kind of be in the same predicament where he can't really attack. He spends an extraordinary amount of mana. Oh, he doesn't have a land. Huh. So I just play Thalia, right? I'd like to draw some Resto Angels, so I'm not damaging myself though. We can Blade Splicer next turn and draw some Resto Angels. Oh, he found a land. Shocked. Okay. We're actually like winning the race now. Because like if he goes to remove Thalia, then the Eidolon is gonna trigger. This is gonna be a tight game, I feel like. Precarious but great, yeah. Yeah. That's kind of what I was feeling. Like I feel like this is still gonna kind of be close. I think our opponent's got some tough decisions to make though. You fully endorse serving for 5 next turn? Yeah, I agree. That was kind of my plan, is play Blade Splicer, crew Smuggler's Copter with Blade Splicer, leave back the Goblin, and then a swing for 5. I totally agree. We'll see what happens here.
And that's if he does nothing, right?
He suspended Riftbolt. He has to pay for that on upkeep. So like he has to pay 1. So like he's probably not even attacking here, since he's suspended. Yeah, exactly. So here's my question about Thalia. So that's what I was kind of thinking. If we attack with Thalia, he double blocks. We kill probably Eidolon. And then, I guess we could kill Goblin Guide. He takes 3 down to 9, but then Thalia's not dead. This way, in upkeep, he has to pay 1 for the Rift Bolt, kill Thalia. I kind of don't want to swing with Thalia now.
Thalia just slows him down so much. He never double spell. And like some of this stuff he can't call.
I don't think I attack with Thalia. So he has to Rift Bolt, probably Thalia. Right? So maybe I should attack with Thalia. No, because then he just Rift Bolts the Golem. I think if we leave Thalia in play, he has to Rift Bolt Thalia. That was a good draw. He has to bolt us to win. I don't think Rift bolting us is a line for him winning at all. Because we're going to attack for 6 next turn. If he's going to take 2 off the Rift bolt, so he's at 7, which means Blade Splicer plus the Copter and the Golem are all lethal. Yeah, I think we want the Thalia around. Goes to 7. Bolts Thalia like we thought. And then if he bolts us, like now he's at 5. And Golem and Copter is lethal. So he can't really profitably attack. So this takes him to 5 and then to 3. If he casts a spell. Helix would be pretty good. I agree on that. Yeah, they played it. Why does it matter? One of them's going to be untapped, one of them's not going to win. Why take 2? So, there is a line here that our opponent can kill our Copter with like a Helix and not take damage off the Eidolon. Nope, he's just going to take the damage off the Eidolon. Doesn't want to give us the loot.
Path our Copter denying the life gain.
No. I don't like that line. So, can also mana denial him. Have we played a land yet this turn? Okay. So I kind of want him to block with Eidolon here. Sweet. Okay, so we could path the Goblin Guide. He goes and gets a mountain, and then we tech edge both of his second color.
You get 2 cards in hand and play Blade Splicer and
All right, we're looking to do that next turn. He doesn't play a land. Yeah, all right. I guess if he plays a land, we get to double tech edge him. So, wow, he's bad. Ugh. Yeah, so the line I was talking about was you allow me to loot with the Copter. If you're gonna block your Eidolon, if you're gonna block with your Eidolon, you wait for first strike to resolve, then you kill the Copter. So I think I just draw a card. since I don't have to path now. Now I just path your guy. Now if you do have burn, you need to burn creatures. Alright. Alright, so Forge Tender, Blessed Alliance. We want Celestial Purge. Seems fine, yeah. That's probably it. I like Revoker to name Grim Lavamancer, so we'll see. Maybe there's something there. Maybe there's something we want to board out. So I think Displacer's probably too slow. I think Resto Angels probably also aren't needed. So we could do... Yeah. Yeah, okay. What do I want to cut then? Cut a land. I like cutting a land. Cut this Field of Ruin. Yeah. -1 canopy. Okay. Yeah, I like that. That's take less damage off our lands. Sure. 0 copies of Finks. I've never been really that impressed with Finks. I guess if we're on like the Eldrazi Displacer plan, we should probably have some. I think the biggest problem though is that your Finkses are just like your 3-drop slot is just so clogged that Finks just isn't gonna work. So we have 1-drops and Thalia. I'm gonna keep. We need to draw some lands, but we get 2 clues. Hopefully we have some time for them. Or this is Goblin Guide and we get to draw cards. Boo. So, do we block with Raven Inspector?
If you have 2, I would probably.
But if we... I mean, we probably block with Raven and just like make him... Because this way he's like incentivizes a spell instead of like Eidolon. Searing Blaze, yeah, that's pretty good. So hopefully this Thalia takes some burn out of his hand. That's not a Searing Blaze. That would be pretty gross for us. I mean, that's one of the ways we're gonna lose. Like burn against these creature decks traditionally needs a couple copies of Searing Blaze or Searing Blood, and that's usually all she wrote, especially when they're on the play. There's not much we can do about that. If we really wanted to be burned, we could just like run ley lines. It's a good draw. If we can draw another land, we'll have Blade Splicer into Resto Angel. I like.
I think every time I come over here and we play Modern, we talk about sideboards, you go, I never see much burn online, and then every time we play
burn once. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So we're in a weird spot where like we can't block because the spell kills it, and now he has 3 mana. Yeah, I agree. I don't know if he has a bunch of 2 mana spells in his hand, he might just. I don't have 4 mana anyway. I'm just gonna ignore the Thalia. It's not unreasonable. Yeah, that's a good hand from our opponent. We're effectively at 9. They have 3 cards in hand. If they're all 3-point burn spells, then we're in some trouble. I don't like exposing that I have 2 tech edges when my opponent doesn't quite have 4 mana. Because sometimes they'll hold their land so that you can't double tech edge them. Now I don't think that's what we're doing with our mana, but it is something to think about when you play this deck. Don't 3rd Searing Blaze to grow. Man. We need to try to blank his spell to win.
Okay, so take 4 and go to 5.
I think so. I think we just have to blink this, man. I don't think we can get fancy because we want to have 2 blockers for next turn.
Yeah. And the difference between 7 and 5 is not really that big.
I could 2 spell with a Thalia, but then we can't really block. So.
%5 dead.
Yeah. I mean,
We got a chance.
we were on the draw. That's what happens.
Well, this hand is probably correcting me. Cancer and blood turn 2.
His Swift Spear doesn't get in on turn 1. Attack? Nah. There's a good chance like he just kills the golem, swings in because this is a bad block. I'll attack next turn. We didn't miss a point of damage. 1 point of damage is not worth taking 2 when we're at 5. Opponent's hand was just very good. It's fine. Oh, sure. Right. Sorry, you guys are right. You're right. Should have attacked. Alright, on the play. Any changes?
Do you want Idle on? Is this a good blocker?
I don't know. Hey Matt, thanks for the sub. I'll send you a link to get your tokens to fill out the information. Alright, we have Vial. We're keeping. 1 land Vial. Let's do this. What is this mana base? Is there something? It's 4 Tectonic Edge, 4 Ghost Quarter, 1 Field of Ruin, 1 Castle because it's free, and then 4 Horizon Canopy, and then Plains. Yep. You can find the deck list by typing command deck list or exclamation deck list. Or at least it should work. No, that's weird.
No life.
No flagstones. I don't want to be too dead to Blood Moon. Like, sometimes that can definitely happen. It is kind of free, though. You could run it, I suppose. I don't know why the decklist feature isn't working. Maybe he renamed it. Oh. Oh, it's in the channel. All right, opponent. What are we thinking about here?
Bathroom break.
Yeah, maybe it's a bathroom break.
How's the Hearthstone go?
So, just so y'all know, Michelle has been sitting at her computer playing Hearthstone on her phone. What? Is it installing now? Oh. Let you keep double colorless plus flagstones and still play Flicker with one curve. That's fair. That's fair. I don't know that I own any copies of those cards. So one thing about Vile in this matchup is if he plays Eidolon, we don't have to take 1,000,000 damage, which is good. The risk to this keep is if he has Destructive Revelry and brought it in, which we showed Copter, Blade Splicer, and Vile, so I assume it's in his deck. I mean, he assumed Vile. I guess we didn't show it. Alright, land off the top. Let's do this. I want to play Copter next turn and have the dream of Copter into Thraben. Or actually, maybe we're supposed to play Thalia. Oh, we're drawing a Thraben. Sad days. Man, a land there would have been so good. So if we hit a land there, we can play Copter and then have Thraben Inspector to Crew Copter. If we have planes, we can play Thalia. We definitely need lands though. So there's always this like struggle in my mind when I play Burn. Like, do I attack with my Goblin Guide if they're stuck on lands?
At least they didn't play green land.
Yeah, that would have been scary. Like, Eidolon's not very good here. Okay, Lava Spike you, sure. Spend Rift Bolt if he's shocked, I assume? Or he's just gonna bolt us? Suspend Rift Bolt. Do need to find a land though. Come on, deck. Come on! No! Tilt. Oh, we didn't board back in the canopy. Not that I'm that. Yeah. We're drawing Revoker. We're gonna Violon 2. Don't think we attack because now we have to chum block. I guess we're just putting Thalia into play. I still think if we can find a land, like, we're okay. It's gonna be close though.
So, once the Goblin Guide does 6.
Probably gonna chum block this turn. Well, if we play Blade Splicer, we'll have Golem. If he bolts the Golem. We take 2 either way. We take 2 this turn, and then we double block it next turn. We chomp it this way. Sure.
still be there.
Sure. Don't Searing Blaze me, bro. He's got Searing Blaze us. Alright, need a land. Come on, deck. One time. Wow. We're definitely dead. Alright, so we'll wait till combat. Unfortunate luck.
Oh, I built just the most degenerate combo spell priest on that. Did not think it would be nearly as good as it turned out to be. Had the weapon that gives you a dragon whenever you play 3 spells. A turn. And then like 4 copies of the elements would make your things cost 1 less. And then the power that makes your spell cost 1 less, and like 4 copies of Discover a Card in your deck, and just sucker them. And then I had like 3 copies of the Legendary Elements that you spell whenever you play a spell. Oh, that was definitely the best one.
Alright, we'll let this resolve. Still can't find a land. I did have a Sheafit Dunes in my paper list. We forgot about that while we were collabing. All right. Not going to 3. Our hand was so good if we hit a second land. And our opponent's hand is just like pure gasoline. We need Plains Forge Tender to have a shot. You know, we also need his hand to be a land. At least a land. My problem with Dunes was that we don't go wide enough. Alright, we're at 1. Any spell.
Okay.
Alright, super dead. Let's see if we were drawing a land. We weren't forever.
No white source ever.
So, let's see. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 cards deep was our second land of the deck. That's insane. So, one of the things that digital clients like Hex do is they actually generate a series of hands when a game starts, and they like exclude a certain percentage of basically lands that are all or hands that are all lands or hands that have no lands. So your starting hands tend to be more consistent. The difference is, I guess what it still doesn't do though, and I wouldn't expect it to, is the rest of your deck is still completely random. So you could still flood or still get screwed, but your starting hands are more consistent.
Than Magic Online.
Yeah, and Magic Online obviously doesn't do that. They just completely randomize. we're on the play. We have Vile, Thraben, Blade Splicer. I think it's a keep. We have a path. You can mulligan and hex, yes. No, I was just talking about the difference between the good things hex does versus.
The way that Moto's on.
All right, playing another burn deck.
What was that about? Burn isn't online?
I mean, apparently everyone's like, the GP was Ultron. I better play burn. All right, draw a 2-drop. Yeah, it was good, right? Mm-hmm. Castle's kind of nice, eventually. It prevents 2 damage. Yeah. No. Yeah, I've tried Vermaz. I actually like it in Legacy, but the removal in Legacy isn't quite as powerful as it is in Modern. Alright, so our opponent shocked. But they didn't play a creature. Clue is our 2-drop now. Yeah, the question is whether I'm supposed to path this Swift Spear. I think I just take 1, right? If he lets me take 1. Another Vial, not really what we want to see. 2-drop. The Onin Arbiter would actually be really good. Alright, so I think we just play Blade Splicer here. Could path the Eidolon. Could take him off white. So we path the Eidolon. Ghost Quarter, the Sacred Foundry. All he has is red. But he could fetch, I guess. The problem with Blade Splicer is it's not really that great against any removal spell. And if I draw like a Resto Angel next turn or a Flicker Wisp, my Blade Splicer will be really good. Yeah. It kind of lets us double block the Eidolon. He did not get a mountain. He's out of basics. He has 2 basic mountains.
Really? 2?
I guess.
Or like,
oh, he has one in hand.
his hand is like 3 basic mountains, maybe? I could stick for like 5, doesn't it?
I have no idea. So, a bolt kills the golem, and then any other spell punishes our double block? Sure. Alright, Flicker Wisp, the Raven Inspector, just no 2-drops. I guess the 2-drops can also be okay. I guess really just any non-land. Or Aether Vial, yeah.
I'm just sensing we're going to draw the 3rd Aether Vial.
Now I kind of want to Ghost Quarter him.
King Ghost? Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Like you're gonna violate the Blade Splicer?
How many of these got, man?
I don't know if this is doing anything.
I mean, if he bolts us, Shard Volley.
And that sacks a land?
Well, he sacks the land we
Oh,
Ghost Quarter. We did. It's kind of relevant, actually.
Let's have exactly bolt here.
I think. Yeah.
Ooh.
He probably has white cards in his hand, man.
I think he has 2 mountains in his hand. Now he can play mountain.
No, I'll leave that on 3, and we will pump that to 2. Okay, okay. I can get behind that. Yeah, we're a ways off on the... So, yeah, just do this. If he let us block last turn, chances are this Smuggler's Copter can block. And I'm almost more... Yep, that's fine. Alright, I'm going to leave these vials alone. Leon and Arbor. That doesn't do much. Yeah, I should have left that in my hand. You're right, you're right. Should have left Attack Edge to loot away. Sorry. I haven't played this deck in a while. So that was a mistake. Never punished. Yeah, it's fine. And remind me, I can Leonin in response to fetches, right? Yeah, okay. So I kind of want to take 2 here. Is that crazy? Alright, he didn't. I'm going to keep it as an instant to shut off his fetches. Well, now I can play one of them. Okay, I was going to say, I don't really want to take 2, though. But now I don't have to. He's only got 2 lands, so I don't need Attack Edge. Alright, well, we have lethal. No matter what, I'm putting this Arbiter in. Alright, cool. Alright, on the draw. What did we burn out last time? Displacers, which I still think that right. And a Resto, yeah. And then a Horizon Canopy. I still think that's right. I don't know if I want to change it. Displacer is kind of interesting. It's a big body, and it can like blink Swift Spears, but it can block a Swift Spear. He like has to 2-spell. Yeah. I kind of want to cut Copter. Like, because I'm leaning on Thalia so much.
I don't know, on the draw.
I'm on the draw, yeah.
Or even either Vile Copters.
I sat out Flicker Wisp before Displacer. Said it before, you want better blocks. Yeah. That's kind of what I was just thinking to myself. But Flicker being able to fly presents quite a good clock. So I'm not sold either way. All right, this is a pretty good hand. I think I need to get Vile on. A little awkward.
Like after threaten to block with 30 seconds.
That's not gonna happen. He'll attack. I can't do that. I think I want to play Copter next turn with a Vile on 2, and I can like put in Revoker. I think I just have to play Valia. Probably don't want to auto yield that. Searing Blaze. So our opponent has found, just like our last opponent, he has found the line. Bring in all of your Searing Blazes and kill your opponent. I want to take 4. We're certainly dead. Should I have that second Forge Tender? Lightning Bolt me. Okay. So you got Boros Charm too? Lightning Bolt me. You know? He's good. He's good. Alright, back to on the play. Kind of want the Canopy to make sure we hit our land drops. I'm going to go ahead with the Flicker Wisp Displacer. Try it out. Copters seem pretty mopey to me too. Yeah. Alright.
Where are you, Forge Tender?
Sure would love to see that Forge Tender one of these games.
Okay.
And we have a curve. I feel like I have to keep it.
Burn opponent does not have
And they mulligan. Have less Rift Bolt. Do I wait on Thalia? Do I play Thalia? Forge Tender stops Anger the Gods. Or the red board wipes is why Forged Tender is better than Firewalker in my opinion. I just want to play Revoker. Is that crazy? I guess he doesn't get to 2-spell if I play Thalia. Then I get to get my Blade Splicer online. Yeah. Rift Bolts are not free, sir.
There's so many decks in Modern that it's nice to have sideboard cards that are good in multiple matchups.
Yeah, I agree.
Firewalker's only good against Burn.
We've got a lot of card draw. The Raven beats, he says. The scary, scary Raven beats. Ooh, bolts us. That was aggressive. That was aggressive. That had to be aggressive, right?
Very aggressive. Scary aggressive.
Alright, spike you. So he's probably got a Helix in his hand. Alright, I was afraid we were going to draw a Vial. So I think I'm actually supposed to pop the Canopy before popping a Glue. It's 2 mana either way, but this is going to pain me. We don't have any double white. So I'm just going to do this. That'll be good for next turn. Everything. We're playing Revoker. Why wouldn't you? If he had a 1-drop, he would have played it. Grim Lavamancer. Searing Blood. Yep. These are the cards you want. I mean, it's 2-turn clock now. Maybe he doesn't have a creature. He found one. So if he attacks with it, no. Probably not going to be better. Yeah, because he's got 2 mana. Gonna be a tight one, I feel like.
That's what she said.
No reason to play Vial. Got another Searing Blades. Alright, so we're at 6. He's got 1 card in hand. We just hope he doesn't have double spells. He's dead. Unless he kills our creature, right? Alright. We got there. 3-2. Alright, so let's talk matchups and then we'll do the giveaway. So round 1 we played against Mono Red Nonsense. It was like turn 1 Blood Moon you. Hope that you can't win. And obviously we're Mono White deck. Round 2, we played against, I guess it was just, it was Sultai, Grixis Death Shadow, or Sultai Death Shadow. You know, we played 3 games, right?
Yeah.
They were close. I think where we, like, typically game 1 is kind of a slog, but our opponent just had, like, the nut. I would say probably one of the best hands you can have with the deck. And then we won game 2, and then
It was pretty nutty the third one.
yeah, and game 3, it was definitely really good.
Or was that the one with Liliana?
There was the Liliana, the last hope.
Liliana.
We just couldn't answer it. We were like 1 turn away from Celestial Purge. So maybe, you know, since that card just wrecks us, we should have kept in Revokers and just like preemptively name that card, because there isn't much else to name, but that card does destroy us. And then round 3, we played against. We're playing round 3.
Merfolk.
Oh, Merfolk. Mana Denial plan worked in 1 game, and then just a series of paths, Flicker Wisps, and Resto Angels, which was actually quite a lot of fun. Got us game 2. Round 4, I played against Burn. Won game 1 pretty easily off the back of Thalia. Lost games 2 and 3 to basically double Searing Blaze. Game 3, I think we actually had a chance to win, but we got stuck on 1 land. Our second land was like the 16th card down in our library. So not much we could do there. And then we just beat Burn in round 5. Again, I think, you know, Thalia did some work. Making those Rift Bolts target Thalia instead of us was pretty important.
Matchup still felt pretty 50-50.
The matchup definitely felt 50-50. I agree. It could have, the whole time it could have gone either way. You know, I feel like whenever you're 1 top deck away from losing to Burn, your matchup's 50-50. I don't care if you think it's good or not, but if you find yourself in situations constantly where you're 1 top deck away from losing, it's 50-50, because 50% of the time someone's going to draw it, and the other 50% of the time they're not. We can greatly improve that matchup. You know, having a second Forge Tender, for example.
White decks can always be Burn if they want to.
Yeah. Plenty of ways to gain life in white if you want to. I could definitely see a second Celestial Purge. We didn't play against any real graveyard decks that we cared too much about.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
But I still think you want access to those cards.
Yeah,
I think Settle
the
the...
variety of decks felt very like we just played creature decks. So
Yeah.
Our sideboard, the Settle, I was not a fan of.
So the Settle is what I was just going to say, is like, I put that in there for humans, but I feel like humans isn't being played a ton, at least not online. I think maybe people have just answered it, like Tron's going over the top of it, Scapeshift doesn't really care about it, they just have a bunch of Anger of the Gods. So maybe the Settle record should be wrong. I do think you want a board wipe, though. Most people run Destodon in that slot. But you know, for a, and then like the Crucible of Worlds, like we just never had time for, and maybe against,
for Tron,
right? But like we're already good against Tron, so it's probably just a win more card. So the Crucible could probably be cut. I think there should probably be a Gideon in the sideboard. That would have been very good against the Grixis or the Death Shadow deck, just constantly making a 2/2 to block your guy. Yeah, that's true. It also just would have been really good against the Liliana, the Last Hope. Getting to 4 mana can be a little rough. That's why we don't run 4 Resto Angels. So that's something to consider too. I didn't like the Smuggler's Copters overall. Looting was certainly helpful in some cases, but I think I would have rather have the Sarah Avengers most of the time. What else? We didn't play Displacer once, so I didn't really learn anything there.
Despite adding the second one.
Even though we weren't going to run 2, and then we decided to. But, yeah. So, I guess that pretty much covers it. Overall, yeah, I still really like this deck. I think it has quite good interaction. I do think it's missing 1 Hatebear to be, like, really good.
Yeah, if you had one more really, like, linkable screw drop is what you're missing, I think.
Yeah.
Some kind of value creating or opponent hurting, drinking, 2-drop.
Yeah, I thought about I don't know. We just really need Stoneforge Mystic. That's ultimately what it comes down to.
Yeah, that would be one.
That would be the dream card.
Yep.
Yeah, we didn't run Wayfarer. My paper list has one. I do like that card. I just know where it fits in the deck, so we were trying to test other things and kind of collab as a group. So, you know, you got to make room somewhere, and Wayfarer has a very specific role. And that role is to go find your lands, so that's fine. Knight of the Wayfinder, or what is it? Knight of the White Orchid could be a 2-drop, but it's just a 2/2 that can get you lands. There's no world in which
Double white
SFM is safe for Modern. I don't disagree with you, but you never know. The Field of Ruin was also probably meh. I think it's probably better as a Shuffet Dune, so that it's a colorless source and a white source.
It was really good that one time.
It was okay, right? Like we definitely cut him off lands, but then he just like untapped and played Lily and destroyed it.
No, that was the next game.
No, we had the option of like playing 2 spells or doing that.
No, oh, but the game before we cut him off of lands with.
Yeah,
and
we
it
cut
was
him
the-
off
and
green.
It was the one we had.
Yeah,
We had exactly enough to do hit and Ghost Quarter.
right.
So it did that.
So I mean, I don't
And
know.
we couldn't have tech edged because he only had 3 tokens. So
Yes. Yeah.
sometimes it's good.
Oh, that's when he got his forest. Right?
No, the game we won, he wasn't able to get
Oh,
any
okay.
colors. The game we lost was because
His
that
forest was in the top 4. Yeah. All right. All right. So we're gonna do the giveaway now. I gotta return these cards. Actually, let me do that real quick. Taking off. All right.
I don't know if I will be here next week. It's almost gonna be Christmas Eve.
It's next week. It's the 21st. Okay. Yeah, just let me know.
I don't know if we'll be doing stuff or not.
Okay. Thanks for coming, man. Thanks again for the gifts. And tell your wife that too, please. Alright, so I'm going to return these cards. Thank you. No. He went to an event last weekend. No, I gotta do the giveaway. Alright, so we got the cards out. Alright, so giveaway time. Random number. Alright, few things. I gotta add some people real quick to the list. Let me get this set up real quick. All right. I want to thank you guys for stopping by tonight. If you're not currently following me, please consider hitting that follow button. It doesn't cost you anything, and it really does help me out a lot. If you'd like to support my stream even more, you can always subscribe. You can find a list of subscriber benefits below the stream or in the information if you're on mobile. Alright, so React won last week. Whoops. We got fire shoes in there already, so now we gotta add Alright, so if you're new to this giveaway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to randomize the list 3 times. So this isn't going to count as 1. So that randomizes the list. I'm going to randomize the list 3 times, and then I'm going to generate a number from 1 to 25. Whatever row we hit, that is the winner of the giveaway. Kind of an archaic way to do it, but it works for us at the moment. Once we get more subscribers, I'll probably find a different way to do it. That said, you don't need to be present to win. All you need to do is be a subscriber. If you are a basic subscriber, you get 1 entry. The mid-level subscriber, you get 3 entries. And the top-level subscriber, you get 5 entries. The giveaway is for $10 every week. Well, we give away $10 every week in Moto credit. This is proudly given away by OCM MTG. The owner is Chris, and Joe also helps run the store. These guys are out of the Midwest. They have no physical shop. They only do online sales through TCG Player. But they also do local events. They'll travel to events and buy and sell cards. A couple of great guys. If you're looking to support them and looking to support a small business, if you will, you can find their bots on Moto. And you can also find their store. There is a link I will provide in chat. Alright, so giveaway time. To claim your giveaway, I'll reach out to you, request your email, and then I'll send you an email with the instructions on how to get your credit. Alright, so we're going to randomize 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and there's our list. And generator number 1 to 25. Here we go. Our winner is row number 18.
No!
I don't know how he does it, but he is the luckiest person I have ever met. Our winner this week is Brad Selkin.
Why are you the way you are?
That is insane. That's insane. It's absolutely insane. I literally cannot believe it. I literally cannot believe that Brad won again. So there's a running gag on this channel that basically Brad Selkin wins every giveaway. And so far he's won all of them except for 1. And we've been doing this about 4 weeks. Yeah, we've been doing it a month now. So that's pretty insane. Brad has won $30 in credit this month. So, you know, do everybody a favor and help lower Brad's odds. Subscribe to the channel. I do have a YouTube channel that I am posting all content up to. So if you'd like, feel free to subscribe to that YouTube channel. You can get notified of when my videos go up. I try to post them nightly after our streams. We stream every week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m. Yeah, that's pretty much gonna be it. Yeah, I mean, you can only get 5 entries. I'm sorry, but yeah, that's still pretty crazy. All right, so I will be reaching out to you, Brad, on what you want to do with your credit, whether you're gonna start taking it so you can get a Moto account, or if you want to give it to Jeremiah, let me know. But yeah, that's gonna be it for tonight. That's actually it for this week. So I'll see you guys next Tuesday. We'll probably do some Vintage Masters drafts. And I'll give you an update on how my event went over the weekend. So take it easy, guys, and have a great night.